Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How's it going?
It's going pretty well, although I'm sad that it's the end of Beginner's Week already.
It is sad, it's sad. But I feel like everyone's had a really great week. I've seen in the chat some hackers letting us know their favorite stream so far.
Looks like people were really liking Varshini's streams. She was doing a lot of like intro to like any topic, which was really neat.
Yeah. Oh, I'm super excited to have a little overview of all of the streams that everyone's done when we go through them later.
Why don't we go ahead and get started then? Because there's a lot to go through. It's been a very busy week. Ooh, we have some new ones popping in. Well, feel free to let us know what you liked. Maybe shout for your favorite one as it pops up on screen.
Music on the web. I think this was with UT. It looked like a really great stream. Very cool screenshots that I've seen.
6 streams as always.
6 streams is amazing, amazing stuff.
He just
What was
knocks it
that?
out.
He really does. He really does. Awesome. Well, I reckon let's get started.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Well, we start off with introducing ourselves. And first up, we have me. My name is Cecilia. I'm a coach at Major League Hacking, and I love reading. So a few folks got a sneak preview of my long reading list and the variety in which I consume at any given moment. But I hope you all enjoyed that, because I definitely did not expect to have that be a rabbit hole I went down this week.
Awesome. And I am Quinn. I'm also a coach at Major League Hacking. I put my little fun fact here that I like pineapple on pizza. I know this is a contentious one in the Global Hack Week community. I thought I would just stir the pot today. So if this is morally bankrupt in your opinion, let us know in the chat. But I don't know. I think look, pineapple is in lots of savory meals. Why not in pizza? I think it works.
It's also really good at helping tenderize meat. It's very effective at things. And I eat pineapple on pizza. I like pineapple in my oatmeal, which can also be potentially another contentious things, because some people are like, why would you put oatmeal in your oatmeal? It's refreshing. But
I can see that.
But the people who are going back and forth about it don't seem to be in chat yet. So perhaps we may avoid too much contention just yet.
We've escaped the pizza controversies.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, us.
Well, if you haven't got a chance to check out any of our other streams or even our opening ceremony, just as a quick wrap up, we do want to say, what is Major League Hacking? And as you've probably learned throughout the week, we run the global hacker community, and run is a strong word in that we really just help you all out by giving you resources. It's our mission to empower hackers just like you, and there's over 1 million of y'all and counting. We always have new folks joining us, so welcome if you are brand new. We're so excited to see how you grow over your time with us. And if you've been with us before, welcome back. We're still excited to see your growth, and we've had a chance to see some of it throughout these Global Hack Weeks, because again, we do like elevating our community. But we are here to wrap up Beginner's Week. Sad, I know, but there's lots of good things to look back on, and there's also lots of things coming up. So with our wrap up, I do believe you're starting us off, Quinn.
Absolutely. So I'm going to jump right into what we got done in day one. And first off, we got introduced to CK Editor. This was with someone from the CK Editor team, which is super cool to have at Global Hack Week. This is a great chance to interact with people who really know what they're talking about, because they work on this tool themselves. I think in particular, we were looking at the CK Editor portal and how to use the CK Editor builder to spin up a development environment, which sounds super cool, covering all of the kind of concepts of editor setup and plugin configurations and things like that. It's one that I haven't seen, but definitely need to go back and watch. And if you want to watch any of these streams, don't worry. Even if you feel like, oh, I've missed out, you haven't, because you can go and catch them on the YouTube. They're all recorded. If you go along to Major League Hacking and then to the live tab, you can scroll back down. Next up, we had hacking with MongoDB, and our very own Rosendo from the MLH team was leading this one. I think this was actually, I know it says MongoDB AI chatbot in big letters. I feel like I saw a MongoDB stream on movie recommendations and using that to store, your favorite movies and things, or at least lists and so on, which sounded really cool. Definitely check this out. We've got some more exciting stuff to chat about MongoDB later too. Next up, we explored design with Figma Dev Mode, and I think someone's popped in the chat. This is Ryan, who's one of the coaches, has said a little further up. Here we go. That this was Ryan's favorite stream. I'm so glad to hear that, Ryan. I assume this is actually Ryan being cheeky, because Ryan also ran a Figma stream later, but I'm choosing to believe that Ryan has actually said that Jocelyn's stream is his favorite one. Very wholesome of you, Ryan. But if you missed it, you could go and check this one out too. Again, this is using the Figma education account, which you can get for free as a student, and it gets you access to all of the pro features, including Figma Dev Mode, which allows you to make cool designs and then turn them into code. So that's super cool. Then we started learning the essentials of Python environments. This was with Alberto. I think this is maybe a controversial one. I know people have their favorite ways of dealing with their environments and things. So if you don't even know what an environment is and you want to learn, go and check this one out too. We kicked off the Music Maker track. We've already discussed this one with UT, and I think, yeah, we've got some hackers in the chat saying this was their favorite. That's super good to hear. I think a 6-part series, and it looked gorgeous by the end of it. This is what it looked like. Really, really cool. Very aesthetic. I don't know how to build such beautiful projects. So well done, and definitely check that one out. We wrote our first line of code in R. This was actually with me, and I hope you all had as much fun as I did. I love R. R is overhated in the computer science community. So if you want to learn to write your first line of R, go and check that out. And then we made better hacks even faster with GitHub Copilot, and this was with Ryan. Thank you, Ryan, for doing this one. A really great workshop. If you don't have the GitHub Student Developer Pack, I'm imagining most of you do, but if you don't, definitely get that. It gets you access to a bunch of things, including free Copilot Pro, I think. So you get all of the increased limits and access to fun new models. And with it, you can write code even quicker. So definitely get that if you haven't already. What did we have on day 2?
Lots. Again, we once again revisited Figma Dev Mode, and this one was with Ryan. I think I actually was one of the ones who was pulling some screenshots for this, but once again, we have lots of different streams that folks run that are their own flavor of things, but we also have some streams that revisit every Global Hack Week, and we even have multiple sessions with different coaches. Our goal is to give you different ways to learn from different people, because all of us cover different things depending on our specialties. So if you find that Jocelyn's stream, missed a few questions, Ryan may have answered it, or vice versa, so go ahead and check those out on YouTube. And if you're still not getting your questions answered, can't wait until next Global Hack Week. Check out any of the past Global Hack Week streams, because we've been running the Figma workshop for a couple months now. But we also put on our artistic hats. I will say this is my drawing, but I really appreciated the sentence that came after, because we were playing Gartic Phone. And we love taking breaks here at Major League Hacking with the goal of making sure that you get to take a mental break. You're letting your brain run things in the background. So that way you can just have fun, meet the community, get a quick little break, get some snacks, all that kind of stuff. And then, get a free check-in for a live event while you're at it. You also wrote your first line of assembly code with Jocelyn. I do know that when I was working with Iro, because that was his first Today in Global Hack Week, he's like, I don't get this diagram yet. I should watch this stream. As for me, I'm like, oh, the trauma. Oh, I actually really enjoyed my assembly class. Once I finally understood it, I was like, yes, this makes sense now. But just like the initial, I'm sure Jocelyn, though, helped you all not have that fear of big diagrams like that, and it made it so much easier to process. And as for day 3, why don't you pick up from here?
Of course. So first up, we had a little stream on how to create high quality and realistic projects. This is, I think, a really useful skill. I think this was with Karin. And definitely, yeah, check this one out. If you want to build your own projects, which I'm guessing you do by the fact that you're here, go along and watch the recording. This is super useful as we go into the new hackathon season. So this will give you a leg up, and hopefully you'll win your first prize if you haven't already won at a hackathon before. Then we got even better at writing assembly code. This was, I think, the second part with Jocelyn. This is perhaps a shameful confession. I've never learned assembly. I've never taken a class in it because I study maths, and so this is not not of interest to us. But I feel like
There are variables like the registers. There's ways you can make it fun with math.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there is, and it seems useful. So I guess I should go and watch along. But yeah, I'm completely new to this, and I'm sure many of you were new to this too, but now have infinite knowledge on assembly and find it super easy, I'm sure, as everyone does with assembly, famously. Awesome. Then we went to a live coding session with the CK editor team. Again, as I said earlier, it's super valuable to be able to interact with the team behind the technology that you are using. I definitely really recommend it. It's one of the unique things about Global Hack Weeks. So head along to those in the future if you haven't already, and definitely check out those recordings. We got introduced to vector search on MongoDB, and this was also with Rosendo. I'm starting to realize that actually this one I think is the one that I caught a bit of about the movie recommendations and so on. That makes a lot more sense. Vector search links more nicely with that, I think, than your AI chatbot. But definitely check this one out, a really great one to learn from. And if you are interested in doing some of the skills badges, which we'll talk about later, this will give you a leg up. How about day 4?
Day 4 kicked off, how does that work track with Varshini? And so just started off with how do web apps work. Looks like we went back to the basics using diagrams to really get you a high level view of how front end and back end actually work, which honestly, I would have loved this. If you'd like to share in the confession time, I never took a full stack class or a database class. Taught myself at work when I was intern. So I never got these nice, pretty diagrams and like nice, like chunked through explanations, and like I learned it all trial by fire. Would not recommend. Not the best way. I definitely think Varshini's stream would have been excellent for when I was starting out. Then she kicked off, how does machine learning work? Girl covered everything. Like watching the schedule was impressive. She has such a wide range of skills that she was demonstrating this week. Props to her. Looks like you were working with an iris data set. Awesome. Training and things like very basic machine learning, but still like good to know the basics. Then you did how does cloud computing work, which is really nice. I had a few folks asking in one of the Today in Global Hack Weeks, asking about like, is there a cloud week at Global Hack Week? And if it's not in the next few months, it definitely will be at the beginning of the new year. I think is around when we tend to have it. That seems to be tickling the right memory for me, but definitely check out Varshini's if you want to see if that's something you're interested in, and a chance to explore other streams that are related. Then you decoded Python environments with Alberto. So once again, continuing on how you might choose which environment setup you might use for Python, recognizing that everyone has their own preferences. So love that he went into depth on like, there are different things for different uses, because that totally defeats the whole, well, my way is the best question when it comes to like, what coding language is the best, or like, what environment package is the best? Like, it depends. Then you started working on your first web page with Alberto, and what a great beginner week to start out by designing that web page in Figma. Great way to use all the skills that you've been learning throughout the week and put them together into one finalized product and get you started into how most projects start. And then day 5, I actually don't know what happened to day 5.
Day 5 was super exciting. We got good with Git first. I think this was with you, Cecilia. So there we go.
I totally know what happened on day 5.
I did wonder if that was a bit of a bait for me there. This was a great introduction to everything version control. You've probably heard of Git if you haven't used it before, and hopefully by now you have. It's super great if you're working in a team, if you're working by yourself. I would say essential to any project that you build, and definitely it can get pretty simple at the beginning and then very, very complicated when you get into a bit of a mess. And if you want to avoid getting into a mess, definitely check out this stream with Cecilia. Then we continued that amazing saga with Varshini, discussing cybersecurity this time. This is again, as a mathematician, shamefully something I don't know a ton about. Although I think this is closer to the maths than assembly is. But I am a shameful, well, actually really shamelessly into statistics. But this is something you should learn because cybersecurity is important, especially if you are building apps that you want to have tons of users using. You need to have this on your mind. And then we worked on a voice-powered expense tracker, and this was with Vincent. Vincent is a guest streamer who joins us now and then for Global Hack Week, so a huge shout out and thank you to Vincent. This looks awesome. I've actually never built a voice-powered app. I'm really showing up like all of the different projects that I haven't done today. Maybe at some point there'll be some stuff that I have done. But this is a really interesting one, actually. I have built expense trackers before, and they're typically, I hate tracking my expenses. I find it really annoying. So this is the app for me, clearly. This is the app for me. All right, and then we headed into the final day of Global Hack Week, day 6.
There was a lot of wrap-up, of course, since it was the final day. We started off with playing music on the web with your hack with UT, where he wrapped up his last 2 streams, came so far. It was really impressive to see just how much it had grown. Then you completed your first web page with Alberto. Looks like he was doing a sample website for someone who needs PT or physical therapy. Awesome. Love to see inclusiveness and like thinking about what else do people need as far as websites go. How do you demonstrate what your product is? Then you went to a stream on command line with Alberto. What a great way to wrap up the week. by bringing together really everything you've been working on. You've probably been using UI and UX for everything, and now how do you get into the deepness of it all? Because I do know I covered command line and GitHub, but that could have been a little bit overwhelming. So what a great way to come back and relearn all these things with Alberto by doing a command line 101 workshop. And then you also worked on challenges, and we have quite a few. So I'll hand that back to you, Quinn.
Awesome. So we added a feature-rich text editor to our hack with CK Editor. And I know that I was doing a Today in Global Hack Week stream the other day, and Rosendo pops in to share with us all of the cool things that you can do with CK Editor. It sounded really awesome. You can see here that you can edit the kind of text and formatting just like you would a Word document, which is really amazing to do and super convenient. So that's amazing. We also completed GitHub quests. I've got this cool screenshot of a certificate here. Well done to Ash for doing the GitHub Copilot prompt quest. So that's also super cool to see. We also claimed some MongoDB skills badges. And actually, we've got some special swag for anyone who's managed to do this week. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I'm super excited to... Actually, we've got a little image of it, so that's going to be really cool. Then we created some user interfaces with Figma. And actually, if you haven't already grabbed yourself the education account, you can do so and make things just like this using Figma. I'm going to pop the link in the chat. There we go. It's also up on the screen right now. Probably easy to copy and paste it, though. This one's slightly longer. So definitely head along and get yourself an education account. You get free access to a ton of cool tools. Then we hosted our first website. I don't know if this was people following along with Alberto's stream, or maybe even one that Bashini did, but a really cool looking website here, Space Explorer. Space is awesome. So that's amazing. Well done on that. We shared our MLH swag, I think, on the socials, which is really cool to see. In particular, I can see that we've got a 2025 season sticker there. I hope you're excited to get potentially a 2026 season sticker for the upcoming season. And also, of course, hopefully you will have grabbed the MongoDB sticker too by doing the skills badge. And then we wrote, of course, our first lines of code. Welcome if this was you, if you did your first programming with us this week. Welcome. Well done. Now, we really love having you this week, and we want to make sure that Global Hack Weeks are even better for you. We want them to be as enjoyable and as educational as possible. So if you head along to loads of live streams, we want you to tell us what you liked, maybe what you'd like to see more of, what you'd like to see done differently. And you can let us know all of this by heading along to mlh.link/GHW feedback. That's just up on the screen now. And I will maybe pop it in the chat in a minute. Please do, let us know what your... Oh, there we go. Wow, Cecilia, beating me to it. It's in the chat too, so you've got no excuse. But yeah, we'd love to hear all of your thoughts.
To do all the links for us. I hope that he's sleeping, because I know it's pretty late. And I know he's been up quite a bit for a couple of my streams, and I'm like, go to bed.
Yeah, definitely get your rest. It's true. It's true. Rest is super important. But yeah, please do let us know what all of your thoughts are, and help us make Global Hack Weeks even better. Cecilia, do you want to tell us about swag?
Absolutely, it's my favorite part. So, in order to earn basic swag, make sure that you have registered and checked into mlh.link/GHW. You've also submitted an address to the mlh.link/address. If you've done it last month, you probably should be good, but if anything has changed, feel free to go ahead and submit a latest update. If you're not sure, go ahead and submit anyway. We will always take your most recent submission. And the final piece, the important piece, is completing the featured challenges by our partners. So if you went to the challenges dashboard, that would have been a starred project, or a few of them actually, like CK Editor or with Figma or GitHub, and you would have been able to see them at the very top of your dashboard. As long as you've completed those, you have earned your basic swag. In addition to that, we have MongoDB swag this Global Hack Week, where as long as you've completed at least one skill badge challenge, you get a very cool hexagon sticker that is a combo of MLH and MongoDB. And honestly, I am jealous. I want one. I will have to go to HackCon and see if maybe somebody has extra, maybe at the sticker exchange, or maybe I'll run across it in the future. But very cool. Make sure that everything is submitted. I actually do think things were due earlier today, so I'm not quite sure about if you can still get some. But
I do think that you do have till the end of today to work on the
That
future
changed
challenges.
because
Yeah,
when I announced it on opening, it was like 9 a.m. August 14th Eastern.
I think it's changed. I think it's changed. But definitely, if you want to work on something, maybe you nearly finished, finish it off, or ask the question in the Discord, and someone will be able to tell you for sure. But I think you can. I think you can. So
Fingers
hopefully
crossed.
this isn't false hope. If this is a lie, then you can come for me and I'll give you all my stickers. How about that?
That is a
No,
sweet
that's
ask.
not anything.
Well, at the very least, even if things are over and no longer being counted, we still know that the challenges tend to be open. So that way, if you feel inspired and you'd like to do it, or maybe you didn't have time this week, that's okay. You're still welcome to do these challenges for yourself or to use it to jump off and start your own projects. Whatever it is that you need to get started, those challenges are there to help you to grow as a developer and challenge you to do simple or larger things than you're used to. So even if it's not eligible, it's still not a bad idea to do them. And as for what's next, well, we have quite the lineup if you want to start us off.
Of course. So in September, we'll be working with data-related technologies. And this is for, of course, our Data Global Hack Week. That's from September 12th to the 18th, 2025. I think I saw, someone has already said they're going to be heading along to that. I'm super excited to see you there. I'm a big data nerd. If the stats, background didn't give it away already. So I'm going to be here in full force. And I'm super excited for it. I think data is very cool, so that's going to be great. What about the month after that, Cecilia? Do we have anything then?
We do. October, we celebrate open source. And so we encourage you to join us on October 10th through the 16th. That way you can get started on open source. If you're interested in open source, this is the week for you because not only do folks talk about how to contribute to existing projects and how you might make sure that you are an excellent contributor, because that's quite important, especially with the volume of folks who want to get into open source. You want to make sure that it's quality code. The alternative might be, what if you have a project idea that you want to be open source and you want to lead an open source community? There'll definitely be coaches who are talking about that, talking about, hey, which license should you pick to optimize what open source type you want to be? These are always topics that tend to be covered. If not, if you want to get ahead of the game, feel free to check out our past Global Hack Week streams. I say we do tend to do this every year. I do believe this is the year we actually have done it twice. I think we did it a couple months ago, or maybe that's next year's plan. In which case, spoilers. I never said anything. But definitely check out open source. And what is next?
So next we've got in November API Week. API Week. There we go. Get that out right. We're going to be hacking with APIs again. I know that we had that not too long ago, but actually we know that you all loved APIs so much. I think we got some really awesome feedback from this, and so we are bringing it back. I'm super hyped. It's going to be from November 7th till the 13th, 2025. So you've got some time to mentally prepare and get all of your little project ideas worked up in your head and worked out, and then we can build together for that Global Hack Week. So that's in November. Super cool. We really want to encourage you to sign up for all of the upcoming Global Hack Weeks. You can do so by going to the website. That's just ghw.mlh.io. And definitely do that. I think we've got some swag for you, but I don't want to spoil it because I think that'll come a little bit later. We'll talk about that. But definitely head along, register and sign up super early, and we will see you there.
And then, if you'd like to put the skills that you've been gathering this week to the test, consider joining our Rue Code Hackathon on August 29th through the 31st. So pretty much this weekend, or in 2 weeks, I'm sorry. Hang on. I'm like way ahead in the wrong place in time. But let's say you are preparing yourself, wanting to have your first hackathon experience before you have an in-person one, or if you just want a quick little break to hack from home, definitely consider joining us. As for what Rue Code is, chances are if you joined me at opening ceremony, you saw me giving a demonstration creating a basic chat app with Gemini. The other part that I didn't mention was that I was using a tool or an extension called RuCode, and this was helping me get a lot of the basics done, enough that if I didn't know what I was doing, I could go and be like, oh, tell me more about these things, Copilot, or let me go use Gemini to go figure out some more of like how I might properly structure my project, or let me go Google and then Stack Overflow, like what are some of these things that are going on? Like maybe this is Flask documentation I need to look up. Point is, RuCode and the combination of a lot of other tools and resources that we use can help us build projects that we may not necessarily know how to build. And as long as we are critical about it and being mindful of like, yeah, just slap code and assume it works. Don't do that. But if you are using your resources to understand it, you can be that much better of a developer and jump by leaps and bounds. Maybe because there's a kangaroo on page. I felt inclined. But definitely check out the Root Code Hackathon. We'd love to have you join us. It is very much digital, so come and have it work around your schedule. We don't unfortunately have free food to offer you like a real hackathon, but we have resources. And as a benefit to it, if you register for Data Week and the Root Code Hackathon today, you have a chance to win some swag. Siddharth, I think, will be looking through the submissions to see if folks, he'll pick a random person from those who have done both to potentially give you some extra swag beyond what we've announced. I still have never seen secret swag, and no one has told me what it is. I know it exists. I know people get it. Like, I know a few people who do get it, but they've never, I've never seen their announcement about it. So I'm kind of like, it's just this mysterious secret thing.
You need to go undercover and try and win some secret swag, and then.
But then I would be taking from a hacker, and I don't want to do that.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. I'm too
Hard
good.
times.
It's okay.
Awesome stuff.
Right, but winners of the random swag drawing will be announced on Discord. You don't have to tag Siddharth saying that you've already done things. He'll be able to manage that himself, but he will be the one announcing it to let you know who is winning the special swag for signing up for Data Week and for our Root Code Hackathon.
Cool.
Sorry,
You can take a drink. So you can find out about all of the upcoming hackathons that we are partnering with this season at mlh.io/events. So if you haven't got your fix yet, head along to there, and we would love to see you at some hackathons, even in person. We've got some thank yous. I think some thank yous are in order, and I'm going to start off by saying thank you to all of the streamers that we've had this week. So first off, we've got thank you to Alberto for doing so many great workshops on understanding Python environments and creating your own first web page. Thank you to Jocelyn for the Figma workshop and also coding and assembly, one to check out. And Ryan Lalu, of course, for the Copilot and Figma workshops. Then we had UT, thank you for the amazing music on the web track. And Wei for a mini event. And I think also answering questions on Discord. If you've had questions, Wei has probably been your hero. And then Vishini, of course, for the How Does That Work track, which we all know has been epic in its breadth and depth. So well done, and thank you to all of them. It's been my pleasure to be here this week as well, doing the introduction to R and also some Today in Global Hack Weeks. I've had great fun chatting with you all. Thank you to Kari for the From Idea to MVP stream. I think that was on how to build a good project. So super cool. And thank you to Vincent, one of our guest streamers, for teaching us how to build a voice-powered AI app with AWS. And finally, for our streamers, thank you to Cecilia for doing opening, closing, Today in Global Hack Week. I think even maybe a mini event as well. Yeah, I think
two, maybe three.
2 mini events. Wow. Okay, all of the mini events, and pairing with Iro, who I think joined us for the first time as a streamer this week too, who featured I think in his first Today in Global Hack Week and maybe a mini event or two too. So
yeah, he
super.
Really made us race on Pipe Racer. My wrist still hurt.
It amazes me when people can type so fast. I can't do it. So thank you to all of our streamers. And then I think there's some people behind the scenes. Cecilia, do you want to talk us through all of that?
Absolutely. It is my favorite time to announce that Ro and Alex are the folks behind the scenes who are gathering all sorts of partners to help come here and present their resources to you. So a big round of applause and a big thank you for all the work they do to basically making sure that we have resources for you as a hacker, that we can have extra workshops by all these folks at different partner companies who are willing to share their knowledge and share how they want you to use their product, and also being willing to answer your questions. So props to them for making, honestly, the reason that Global Hack Week is able to be so diverse. Then we have Ryan, who is one of our first party events directors. He's always around helping out, making sure things are going swimmingly behind the scenes with logistics. Mary, who's often in charge of Global Hack Week and a couple other things as well, also making sure things go seamlessly in the background. And Siddharth, who is some of the ones that we interact with more as coaches, and you'll see him on Discord as well. But Siddharth is largely the reason that Global Hack Weeks get scheduled, that we have wonderful workshops because he works with folks, making sure that all of our new coaches are paired with great coaches, not plugging me, that just being general, but making sure that like new coaches are able to seamlessly integrate to becoming part of the Global Hack Week like community, and making sure that folks have great workshops and have fun. So big, huge round of applause, and thank you to Ryan, Mary, and Siddharth. And I believe we still have our partners. Are we missing CK Editor? I think we might be missing.
I think there's another slide. So
okay, good. Okay, then
yeah, don't worry.
Yeah. So GitHub and Figma, they are here with us every Global Hack Week. GitHub, thank you so much. I mean, we get to run workshops for you on like how to use Git or how to use Copilot, but also we remind you that the Student Developer Pack is available to you. And then we have Figma's education account where you can use was it dev mode, I think? It's been a while since I've done the workshop, but lots of wonderful resources that are available to you as a student. Thank you so much for being a wonderful partner all these months. We enjoy giving those workshops as coaches, and we enjoy getting the feedback from folks who are like, I was so scared to use this, and now I'm like using it all the time. You want to carry on?
Of course. So, and then I think as Cecilia jumped ahead to, we want to say a big thank you to CK Editor and MongoDB, of course. Thank you both. We've had some really great streams from them this week, and also some cool challenges, in particular, the skills badge for MongoDB, which you can still do. And also you can sign up for the free trial for CK Editor. I hope you've all enjoyed hacking with these technologies and the streams too. And we want to say a big thank you to them for making it such a great week. And with that, I think we're going to say see you next time. Thank you all for coming. Thank you so much. And we will see you next month at Data Global Hack Week.
Excellent. See y'all.
Bye.